enter the showdown for the vacant Quest National Middleweight Championship. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Partner Regis, make some noise! For the first of tonight's challengers to enter the arena, fighting out of the Magic Boxing Gym in Chichester, please welcome Callum And now, we welcome his opponent, our second challenger for the championship here this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please make some noise for Turney! Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, your main event of the evening, brought to you in association with our great sponsors, Exio, the official fight clubs of Quest, BoxFit UK, the UK's leading boxing equipment superstore, and our headline sponsors, the Bold Builders and Porter and Bond Estates Agents. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, introducing to you first, standing in and boxing out of the blue corner, our first challenger for the championship here this evening. Tonight, he represents the Magic Boxing Gym in Chichester, wearing black and white shorts. Please make some noise and welcome Callum His opponent tonight, standing across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, our second challenger for the championship here tonight. Tonight, he enters the ring wearing black and tiger print and fights out of Ockley from right here in Partner Regis. Make some noise for Turney! This contest to be fought over 5 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action when the bell rings. Third man in the ring, Mr. Seamus Dunn.
So this is the main event of the evening, the vacant national middleweight title. 5 2-minute rounds between Callum Miller and Carl Turney. Callum Miller is 35. It's his birthday tomorrow, which makes him 36.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Callum Miller. He fights out of Magic Boxing Gym. And he's had 9. Won 7, lost 1, drawn 1. Known as the Machine. He's a family man. He's got baby number 4 on the way, and he's up against Carl Turney, who retired 3 years ago, but he's still here. But he promises that this is his last fight. He's going to retire after this fight, so he's going to want to go out on a bang. We've got Callum Miller, 35, versus Carl Turney, 39 years of age, and he's had 117 fights. 1 fight on Quest, 1 win. Yeah, this one should be a very good fight because you've got a lot to fight for. Carl Turney's not going to want to go out on a loss. And Callum Miller is known as the Machine, and there's a reason behind that. He's all action, high energy, and always wants to impress, and he has impressed us so far on Quest.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, there's a couple of different narratives in this fight. You've got the heavy-handed sort of Turney who, you know, he's not the busiest fighter. He doesn't throw that many shots, but if he does connect with those shots, you know, Callum Miller is going to know about it. And with Miller, you know, nowhere near as experienced, but he is like I say, the ring moniker, the Machine. He's got a fantastic work rate. And for me, this fight hinges on if Carl Turney connects and connects clean, I think this fight's over. I think that if he can't, Callum Miller's got the opportunity to outwork him over the sort of the championship 5 rounds and, you know, break his heart. So you can see there that Turney seems to be rushing in. He's trying all he's looking for, and he did this in his last fight against John Barnard. He's just looking for that one big shot. And I think, yeah, like that, he needs to box. He's an experienced fighter. He needs to work his way in. He needs to work behind the jab. He needs to set the shots up. We know he's got power, but he needs to sort of set traps to land that power shot.
Yeah, he's 39 years of age, though, known as the Tiger. And you can't teach an old Tiger new tricks, Alan. He's going to continue doing what he knows best.
Of course, yeah. Like you say, he knows what he wants to do. He knows what works for him, and for him, he believes that power shot, that big right hand, if it connects, is going to do damage.
It's a strange round, that one, because although Callum Miller was the one doing all the work, Turney's so unimpressed by what Miller's doing, and he just sort of plods himself forward, doesn't he? It sort of makes you think, well, like Miller's worked well, and he's done the better of the boxing, but he hasn't bothered Turney in any way. So as much as you can't give it to Turney because of that, it must be frustrating for Miller.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, I honestly thought that Turney would box slightly different from the way that he boxed against Barnard, because he got outboxed a little bit by John Barnard. And I just thought that he was going to come into this with a different game plan. But at the moment, that first round, he just looks like he's just got the one game plan. You know, zero in with that big bomb, land it, and the fight will be over.
I think that game plan's brilliant if it works.
Good boxing there from sort of Callum, and that's lovely, sort of doubling, tripling the jab up, working the body and then moving out. Grab, that's perfect.
I don't know if Turney's sort of just thinking, I'm going to let Miller have a couple of rounds, fill him with confidence, and then try and go for the kill with a shot.
But for Turney, you know, just charging forward, doing what he's doing, looking for that big shot and then not landing it, isn't going to win in this fight.
Yeah, he needs to start doing some work. You don't have to throw punches the whole time. You need to look like you're at least trying to throw some punches.
And at the moment, I think Miller's just boxing the perfect fight. Perfect as in, he's just boxing, he's moving, he's doing more of the work.
Miller's got to be cautious of the power
of course.
So So yeah, you can forgive him for not launching in there and just letting all his shots go. He's boxing really well, picking his shots, picking his opportunities, and he's very effective at the moment.
Nice
work there from Miller.
And the rounds, you know, they're so short. 2 minutes. There's only 5 2-minute rounds in this fight. And before you know it, you think you've got plenty of time to sort of get your game plan off, and you're like, didn't work that round, but before you know it, you're in round 4, round 5, and the fight's over.
Yeah, the thing with Turney is he's not putting any energy into these rounds, so he's going to be in the same shape in round 5 as he is in round 1 and 2. And yeah, Miller's got to be aware of that. He can't spend all his energy because the power of Turney is always there.
Yeah, but we've seen it so many times, you know, the power is there, but what if it doesn't land? What if Carl Turney doesn't land something? We're coming into round 3. If Carl Turney doesn't make a dent in Callum Miller and give the judges something to, you know, to really sort of pay attention to, you know, he's going to be in trouble.
More than the judges, he needs to give Miller something to pay attention to, because he's yeah, he needs to have an effect on Miller. He's 2 rounds down now, and so there's three rounds left. So if he wins all 3 rounds, he can still get the win. But like you said, Alan, the rounds slowly, well not slowly, they quickly slip away from you.
Absolutely. And again, sort of Turney swinging with that big chopping right hand, looking to land it with he's trying to finish the fight with every right hand he throws.
Yeah, he's not trying to box his way into a fight or anything, is he? He puts everything into every single punch, and at the moment Miller's doing a brilliant job of evading those punches and getting his own off.
Yeah, you know, he's doing the right thing. You know, when they're in the clinch, he's holding him, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to, you know, when he feels like he's in danger, clinch, walking back to the ropes, let the referee break it, go back to boxing on a distance.
Turney just landed a right hand there, and I don't know if I was just seeing things, but it looked like it had a bit of an effect on Miller. He's clearly a powerful boy, Turney.
Yeah, I mean you can see that 100%, and you know, and I've heard from his sparring partners that he can absolutely 100% whack.
Another right hand landed there, and they are. If they're landing clean, they're having an effect. There's just not enough of them. He's come to life a bit now, Turney, and. Good shot there from Miller.
Yeah, lovely little uppercut on the inside. I think Miller knows and he's felt the power. I think so. I think Miller's cautious of the power.
There's a bit of experience from Turney there. He actually had hold of Miller.
Yeah.
But he made it look like Miller had hold of him, and the referee actually had a word with Miller about it. Round 3 done, and I'm going to give that one to Turney. I think as well as Miller boxed, for me that's what Turney's been working his way into. Yeah. And if he can keep that up, I think he could have Miller in a bit of trouble, because they're definitely having an effect, those punches, when they land. There's not enough of them still, but the pendulum is a-swinging.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I still just don't think that Turney's registering anything for me that I'm thinking, you know, as in maybe 1 or 2 punches, but maybe.
I think more than the amount of punches or the punches that he's actually landing is towards the end of that round, Miller started looking a little bit disorganised, and that doesn't bode well for Miller, because he needs to stay like he did in those first 2 rounds. He needs to. Yeah, so the ring announcers announced it wrong there. He said it's the fourth and final round. It's not. This is the fourth round. It's not the final round. There is another round after this one. This is a 5-round fight. Turney's got the bit between his teeth now. Good shots there from Miller. Good returns there from Miller, and Turney's definitely got the bit between his teeth, and Miller's not bowing down to him. He's letting his own shots go. I don't think Miller should buy his way into a tear up with Turney, because then it's a roll of the dice. So Miller's a better boxer than that, but he needs to keep this up. He needs to make sure that Turney knows that he's not going to have it all his own way if he does land. Look, Miller's landing his own good shots as well, and he's giving Turney something to think about. And Miller's back to boxing really well.
And that's all Miller needs to do when those big swings come in. Just step off. Just don't be there.
Yeah, Miller's boxing really well in this round. Turney needs to just put a bit of bounce in his step. He needs to, rather than just stepping in, he needs to slide his way in and bounce his way into range, just to give him a bit of spring in the punches.
Good shot there from Miller.
Really good shot from Miller. That was a good round of boxing from both of them, but hats off to Miller there. I thought he was starting to come unravelled a little bit at the end of that third round, but listen, he come out and he boxed brilliantly, and at times went fire with fire, and it may not be advised to do that against someone who's got the power of Turney, but Miller's just good. I'll show you I've got it as well. So yeah, hats off to Miller. That was a really good round of boxing, and for me, unless Turney gets the stoppage, I think it's out of reach for him now. I've got him 3 rounds to Miller and 1 to Turney. But that was a good round of boxing, and a fantastic round of boxing from Miller.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, Callum Miller's ripped up the form book in terms of, if you looked at this fight on paper before the fight, yes, they wanted to fight each other. Yes, it was going to be a good sort of fight for the locals and for the fans that know them both, but you would have been foolish to bet against Carl Turney winning this fight. But, you know, all that, for me, Callum Turner just needs to box and stay tight, you know, not do anything stupid. You know, he's going to get more desperate now, Carl Turney. He knows that he needs, unless he's being advised badly in the corner, he needs the knockout. Yeah. He needs the knockout.
Yeah, Turney needs to knock out. Listen, this is going to be his last round of boxing ever. If what he told me is true, it's going to be his last round of boxing ever. Go and put it all on the line, because you've got the power to do it, and you might land something that sends you out of a bang.
Big left hook there from Carl Turney.
But yeah, Miller's boxed really well. Miller's got to keep it tight. Make sure that he doesn't just go on the back foot, because if he comes under too many punches from Turney, if he just covers up and sits on the ropes, he puts himself at risk of getting overawed by Turney. But yeah, he's got to box slick, box sensibly, pick his opportunities to let his shots go as well. And that's exactly what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Turney just looking for that equaliser, isn't he?
He is. He's looking at it. It's a bit rough and a bit messy, and put the head in a little bit there. And that was brought on by Carl Turney, lunging in, missing wildly, and
yeah, I don't think either was to really blame for that. was unfortunate happening that no one tried to throw anyone on the floor. Time running out for Turney. I think he needs to land something. He's just landed a shot with.
And that's the klaxon.
Turney having a chat with the crowd.
I know.
And Miller drops to his knees, and he thinks he's done enough. I think he has too. I've given him 4 of the 5 rounds, and fantastic performance there from Miller. Turney was in the fight the whole way, but yeah, Turney was always dangerous, but brilliant boxing there from Miller. Callum Miller overcome with emotion. He thinks he's done enough. I think he's done enough. I think most people in here think he's done enough. We're still waiting on the judges' decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please show your appreciation for both boxers stood in the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 5 rounds of championship main event boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards with a unanimous decision. The new Quest National Middleweight Champion, Callum Miller!
Yeah, Callum Miller there, hand raised, rightful winner. Excellent performance from him. Carl Turney, like I said, dangerous throughout. But a brilliant, brilliant performance from Callum Miller. He's right to be happy with that one. Well done, Callum Miller. And what a great night of boxing.
Well, Callum Miller, I'm going to grab, while the emotions are still high, I got to say, I know you can't believe it, I know you were on your knees there in the ring, and I got to say, when you looked on paper at this fight, there was absolutely no way you could or should have won this fight, but hats off to you for an unbelievable performance. You stuck to the game plan, you boxed beautifully, you managed to avoid those big bombs that were coming in. And I've got to say, you must be absolutely over the moon to be crowned the new national champion.
I can't believe it. I'm shaking. I can't believe it. I worked so hard. My family will tell you they miss out so much because of how hard I work for moments like this. I'm speechless.
Well, let me talk. A great performance. You stuck to the game plan. You boxed. You moved. There were times where it looked a little bit hairy in there where he was throwing those bombs, but, you know.
Might be in the fourth with a hell of a left. I didn't see it coming, and I just thought, I've got to hold on, but I don't know. It's all a blur. You can't believe it.
Listen.
And so, I just want to say as well, thank you to absolutely everybody who turned up tonight. What a great show that Jack has put on. And yourself, Alan, honestly, Quest Boxing is superb. It is the #1 in the country for a reason. I'm just speechless, honestly. I can't believe it.
I'm gonna let you enjoy this moment, and I've got to say, you should all be really proud because this is what Quest is about. It's about making dreams happen. And Callum, you've done yourself proud, you've done your family proud, all your fans proud, your team proud. And I just wanted to say, any final words now that you are the champion?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've done the 5 rounds in here and one on the night, but my corner, I can't thank enough, my coach, Charlie. You know, I'm 36 years old. It's my birthday in 1 hour's time.
Drinks on you.
Well, teetotal, yeah. Charlie, obviously, put so much work into myself and boxing. You can see that tonight, you know, Magic Boxing. The boxing is on show. We're all very skilled because of this man. Also, I want to thank Luke Denya because he has given me so many rounds the last 3 months. He even put me on my arse at one point, but we haven't told anyone that.
No, he told me.
Obviously, my family, my wife, my kids. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. My teammates, Dave, he's done 1 million rounds with me, this kid. He's one for the future. But for now, it's my time.
I'm going to wrap it there and just say, Bob Regis, thank you very much. Callum Miller, thank you very much. And also, commiserations to Carl Turney. But everybody, can you just give a massive round of applause to the new national middleweight champion, Callum, the Machine, Miller.